In this video, we're going to go over 16 overnight van life camp spots that you haven't thought of yet. I'm Will, and welcome to Will Survive. So 16 overnight camp spots in no particular order. So number 16, industrial areas. Anywhere where there's a lot of trucks parked and there's, factories and this and that, those kind of places, that's a great place to park. Number 15, construction sites. Number 14, college campuses. The important thing about college campuses and sometimes hospital parking lots is that some college campuses, the parking lots have to be paid. There's going to be a permit. So if you find one on the map, go to it first, drive through a parking lot looking for cars and see if there are permits in the windows, usually the dash, sometimes the side windows of the cars that are already parked on the college campus parking lot. If you see those tags or those permits, then find someplace else for the night. Number 13, auto mechanic parking lots. Number 12, church parking lots. Churches are pretty good about this kind of thing. You're very rarely to get a knock at the door at a church. Number 11, hotel parking lots. You're very rarely, again, going to get bothered at a hotel parking lot unless somebody in an upper floor sees you come in and out of your van, then they might report it. But for the most part, they don't know if you're a guest or not. Number 10, train or bus depots. There's often cars sitting at train depots, and some people leave them overnight. They go on a train trip, they come back the next day or 2 or 3 days later, they pick up the car, and then they go. So it's perfectly normal to see cars parked around train depots and or bus depots. Number 9, transit centers or park and ride parking lots. Another place, again, that's often to have cars in it, so you'll just blend right in. You'll just be another car in a sea of cars. Obviously, there'll be less cars at night, but some people do leave their cars there overnight. They get on the bus or the Max, they go somewhere, and then they come back and they get their car the next day. Number 8, Home Depot or Lowe's parking lots. Another place where you're often to find campers or just cars overnight because there's night shift going on there. So those are the employee cars. So just blend in with those and you'll probably be able to avoid the knock at the door. Number 7, public government parking lots. Number 6, casino parking lots. Again, casinos is a great place. A lot of times they even have places set up for campers. Sometimes you pay, sometimes you don't. Usually you don't because they assume you're coming in. You're gonna patronize that business, get some food, do some gambling, whatever, and then go back out to your space. But sometimes they have full hookups for RV types, and sometimes they don't. But whether they do or not, casinos are a great place to park if it's just a night or two. Number 5, hospital parking lots. Again, like I was talking about colleges, every once in a while you might find a hospital where they have parking permits. If it's that kind of situation, look for that first. If you see permits, find somewhere else. Number 4, any 24-hour store parking lot. Those are great places to park because there's always somebody there. So if there's only one extra car, they're probably not going to notice. And even if they do, they're probably not going to bother you. Which brings us to number 3, any street parking in a safe neighborhood that you see lots of cars along the roads. That's a great place to blend in. You'll just be another car in a sea of cars. And finally, number 1, one of my personal favorites. You don't find them very often, but when you do, these are great. And that is undeveloped neighborhoods. A neighborhood that you can go to where there's streets, there's curbs, there may even be driveway things, but there's no foundations, there's no homes, there's no nothing. Either it hasn't been built yet, or they started building the neighborhood and then they ran out of money, they went bankrupt or whatever. These are great places to go where you're not going to be bothered. They're far away from the rest of the neighborhoods. They're usually not checked up on. Nobody really cares about it. So if it's just a night or two, an undeveloped neighborhood is a great place to park for the night. So that's my 16 places to park overnight in a van life situation. Again, I'm Will. This is Will Survive. Thanks for joining me. Have a good one, and later on.